Now on CoastTV News.
Weekend on Delmarva. What you need to know as Rehoboth prepares for its famous Sea Witch Festival. More celebrations on the coast as Sunfest begins today in Ocean City. What's in store for the last big event before the end of the season?
And it was a chilly start to our Thursday with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, bright blue skies and cool temperatures this afternoon and some frosty nights ahead.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Grace Eckerly. Welcome to CoastTV News Midday. It's our top story this hour. New parking restrictions about to take effect in Rehoboth Beach. This is for the annual Sea Witch Festival this weekend. That, according to Rehoboth Beach Police, the department is saying there is no parking along the entirety of Rehoboth Avenue. That's from 1 a.m. until 6 a.m. on Friday. And if your car's there during those hours, well, it's getting towed. The city wants to prevent people from parking in front of businesses days ahead of the event and hogging spots on the avenue. Now, there's no median parking allowed beginning at 1 a.m. on Saturday, October 25th. That's the restriction that's in place through the end of the parade. Although parking is restricted, DART is an option.
DART is running something special this year where you can, in advance, purchase a wristband. So that way you can take the DART all day and you have the wristband on. You don't have to worry about having the app. You don't have to worry about having cash to get on and off. You park really at either the Rehoboth Park and Ride or the Lewis Transit Center.
This year's Sea Witch Festival takes place October 24th to the 26th. Now taking a live look into Rehoboth. Looks like a beautiful day out there. The sun's shining on the ocean. It's just gorgeous. We're joined now by Chris Mastrobono, our first alert meteorologist, to get a first look at the forecast for this weekend. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yes, a beautiful morning indeed. We began in the 30s and 40s as we take a live look into Salisbury. 61 degrees there, dew points 44. Nice, cool, dry air in place. We're at 61 in Milton, 59 in Bridgeville, and 61 in Rehoboth Beach. We are clear. We're seeing clear skies for most of the area. Some cloud cover across Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey. We have a front that's pushing off the Great Lakes. That's going to sink southward and just kind of reinforce the cooler air throughout the day today and through the end of the week. A beautiful afternoon. We'll see a few puffy cumulus clouds form. Other than that, we're going to top out in the low to mid 60s this afternoon, tracking the potential for some frost early tomorrow morning as well as Saturday morning as daytime highs creep a little lower. We're going to have highs tomorrow, upper 50s to lower 60s, and that cool, dry weather is going to carry over into the weekend. I'll have details on how long this cool, dry weather stays around coming up in my full 7-day forecast. Grace.
Sounds beautiful, Chris. Thank you. Now, Ocean City is preparing to officially close out for the summer season. Sunfest is Ocean City's last big hurrah before the end of the season. The annual outdoor event is filled with live music, food, vendors, and even a hayride in the sand. Ocean City Tourism and Business Development says this event brings in hundreds of thousands of people before the winter season begins. The annual festival takes place today through October 26th. New this morning, Delaware employers won't face penalties or interest during the first year of the state's new paid leave program. The Division of Paid Leave says the waiver gives businesses more time to adjust before the program's full launch. That's in January of 2026. Employers must submit quarterly hours and wage reports with all late submissions due by March 31st of that year. And after that date, penalties and fines will apply. Happening today, new rules for bikes and scooters are getting reviewed by the Board of Zoning Appeals in Ocean City. The board will hear a first reading of that ordinance that bans most bikes and scooters from sidewalks. This comes as a new state rule is now in effect allowing this. Just earlier this week, the Ocean City Council decided to avoid this draft ordinance, or advance actually. The Board of Zoning will now meet tonight at 6. You may be wondering, what are those new rules exactly? Well, according to the city, town council, the ban would impact most bikes and scooters except non-motorized bikes for kids under 16. The motorized bikes and skateboards would also be banned from the boardwalk, with only Class 1 scooters to be allowed. A new Wawa is set to be built on Route 24 and Mulberry Knoll Road in Lewis, and important to note, this is not the same as that Costco development we've talked about. This project will include a gas station and convenience amenities, according to the DSM Commercial and Silicato Development. The preparations are underway as construction is expected to be completed by early spring or summer of 2026. Coming up on Coast TV News Midday, even those coveted tech talent jobs aren't safe. Meta is cutting hundreds of AI jobs. What the company says is behind the move.
Taking a live look into a sunny Dover, temperature there of 62 degrees, plenty of sunshine through the afternoon as we'll top out in the low to mid 60s. Congratulations to Bill Stutz of Lewis, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella. Coming up, my 7-day forecast here in minutes.
But first, one tick bite changed his life. Now it's his life mission to help others. In this week's Coastal Connections, it's next on Coast TV News.
A West Ocean City man is turning a life-changing tick bite into a way to help and inform others. After years of unexplained reactions and allergies, he learned that he had been bitten by a tick local to the area here. In this week's Coastal Connections, Kevin Zappe shows us how he's now reaching out to others so that they know the symptoms and know how to get help.
That's a Lone Star tick. Do you know anything about alpha-gal syndrome?
6 years ago, Douglas Kifalo was bitten by this tick, a bite that will change his life forever.
I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning vomiting, swollen face, GI symptoms, cramps, diarrhea, end up with hives all over my body.
Kifalo was bitten in West Ocean City on his knee after mowing his lawn and spent years unknowingly suffering from the bite.
It went on and off for 5 years. I was in and out of ERs and doctors' offices trying to find out why.
The first clue that Kifalo might have a tick-related illness came when his son noticed a pattern, seeing his dad break out in hives after eating a burger.
He said, "Dad, my best friend has this thing called alpha-gal syndrome. He's got to carry an EpiPen around because he could go into anaphylactic shock from eating burgers."
Kifalo got tested that same day, and a week later, he was diagnosed with alpha-gal syndrome, or AGS. It's a condition caused by a Lone Star tick bite that triggers an allergic reaction to red meat and products containing alpha-gal, including dairy and even medications. For Douglas, it's permanent.
Once you're diagnosed and you react as badly as I do, you really have to watch everything you eat, drink.
Now, Kifalo has made it his mission to travel around the area and educate others, working with alphagalinformation.org to raise awareness about the potentially life-threatening disease.
We'll give you a lot of good information about alpha-gal syndrome.
We all love Doug so much because, for every 10,000 people that have this condition, like one is really doing something to make everything better for our community.
He's even created his own coasters and wooden nickels to hand out, all to spread the word.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
And he does it all for free.
They need to know about it. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm passionate about it. There are many of us out here suffering, and I want them to be educated as well as the general public.
Kifalo says he plans to craft and distribute hundreds of these wooden nickels to help spread the word. I'm Kevin Zappe in West Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Well, it has been a gorgeous morning on the peninsula this Thursday. Bright blue skies out there as we take a live look into Cambridge. 59 degrees, nice cool crisp feel in the air. We're at 59 in Milford, 59 Lewis, 60 in Bethany Beach, and we are at 61 in Millsboro. We can see winds right now out of the west-northwest, gusts anywhere between about 10 to 15. These will pick up a bit through the afternoon, gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. Now we have frost advisories to the north across South Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania. These may be extended into our area as we go into the afternoon, but expecting some patchy frost into our Friday morning. You can see some clouds across Pennsylvania. This front's going to sink southward and just kind of reinforce the cool, drier air. We have showers over the Great Lakes, and high pressure is going to be building in. Now, we're not in a drought here on the peninsula, but we do have some abnormally dry areas, especially western portions of Sussex, the midshore down through Salisbury and Crisfield. Now, when we look at rainfall so far this month in Georgetown, we're running about an inch shy of where we should be, but overall for the year, we're still in the plus side. We're plus 2 inches, near almost 2.5 inches. Now, when we look at rainfall over the next 7, we're going to be dry right through the weekend and even into Monday. It's the middle part of next week where we begin to turn unsettled. 63 for our high today in Georgetown. We'll see a high of 63, Cambridge 61 in Denton, 64 Princess Anne to 63 in Salisbury. A cold night, clear skies. We fall into the 30s for most of us away from the beaches. I think we'll see some patchy frost, especially western portions of Sussex County as we go into tomorrow morning. Clear skies overnight, calm winds, even cooler into tomorrow afternoon. Highs upper 50s to lower 60s, and then even Saturday morning. A lot of mid to upper 30s with some patchy frost as we go into our Saturday morning. So there's those winds gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour today. Northwest winds tomorrow gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. And then those winds will relax as we go into the weekend. Big weekend in Rehoboth. Seawitch kicking off tomorrow, 61 degrees. And then we'll see those highs in the upper 50s through the weekend. High pressure settles in right over the mid-Atlantic through the weekend. And that's going to keep us nice and pleasant. Then things turn as we go into next week. We're dry Monday, then we're watching a system developing off the Carolinas that could bring rain, wind, and potential coastal impacts as we go into Wednesday as this coastal storm pushes off. We'll have to keep a close eye on that as we go into next week. Also, Tropical Storm Melissa at this hour getting shredded by some wind shear, but that wind shear is going to subside, and this system is actually going to be a major hurricane in the next week and be a big problem for Jamaica as well as Haiti and Cuba. Tremendous amounts of rain expected there through next week, and we'll have to keep a close eye on that as that system tracks to the north. 60 into Sunday, we're at 59 Monday, and then watching that chance for rain into the early part of next week.
Hope you're having a good day so far here along coastal Delmarva, and maybe we can brighten your day even more when you join us today at 4 on Coast Life, where we are talking about a very exciting basketball game that also gives back to the community. We are also going to be talking about what's new with Old Pro Golf Course. Earlier this month, they had to close down one of the mini golf courses, but something new is coming, and we will tell you all of that. And the holiday season is fast approaching, and if you want a beautiful, gorgeous wreath to put on your front door and a way to give back to the community, we've got the answer. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Skills in artificial intelligence development aren't protecting hundreds of workers over at Meta. The company's spokesperson said it's cutting about 600 AI jobs. The move comes only 4 months after Meta brought in chief advisor Alexander Wang and other high-profile employees as part of a more than $14 billion investment in AI tech. The 600 fired employees work for older AI units within Meta. Coming up, a decade after new guidelines encouraged parents to feed babies peanut products. A new study shows the impact. It's been 10 years since landmark guidelines urged parents to give babies peanut butter products. And a new study shows U.S. peanut allergies have dropped significantly. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither shows us what new data is revealing.
For decades, parents were told to keep peanuts and nut products away from young children until age 3. But in 2015, research caused experts to flip-flop. The current guidelines say introducing these foods in infancy can actually help prevent food allergies.
The end goal is to see this tide turn.
A new study published in the journal Pediatrics determined about 60,000 children have avoided food allergies since guidelines changed, including 40,000 children who otherwise would have developed peanut allergies. Still, about 8% of children are affected by food allergies, including more than 2% with a peanut allergy.
There's been a lot of fear.
Dr. Ruchi Gupta says that fear may have stopped some from following the guidelines, but she says parents should start introducing peanut products as soon as their baby is ready to eat solid foods, usually around 4 to 6 months.
Use like peanut butter, smooth peanut butter, and then thin it out with breast milk, formula, applesauce, whatever you desire. And then slowly introduce it to your baby. A little bit on the lip, let them lick it, add a little bit more.
Gupta says when introducing peanut products, parents should watch out for signs of an allergy like rash, hives, and vomiting. She says those are the most common symptoms in babies with a food allergy.
But if they eat it just fine, then I recommend just keeping it in their diet, keeping it in 2 to 3 times a week. And hopefully, that way they go on to enjoying it.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up tonight on DSN at 5:30, tune in to the high school football pregame show, Scoops and Scores. Then at 6, it's live Bayside Conference football when Y-High hosts Easton, and at 11 p.m., it's the final score. And on DSN Plus, here are your exclusives. At 5 p.m., it's Bayside Conference girls volleyball. Queen Anne's takes on Kent Island, and Pocomoke goes up against Snow Hill.
Well, it's been a beautiful morning in Salisbury. Sunny skies there, temperature 61, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Winds picking up a bit, 25-mile-an-hour gusts through the afternoon. Get your latest forecast, as always, by dialing our First Alert weather phone. I'll have your exclusive 10-day forecast coming up next. Well, our sunny, dry weather continues, and so does our cooling trend. Lower to mid-60s today, upper 50s, low 60s into Friday. Watching for some patchy frost Friday morning as well as Saturday morning. We stay nice and sunny and dry through the weekend, and then we watch a system that could impact us middle part of next week, and that could bring some rain and wind to the region, but looking very nice. We have Sunfest kicking off today. We have the Sea Witch there on Friday, which it's going to be my first time there and your first time. I'm looking forward to that. The weather's cooperating, so...
Chris, I'm so excited. I heard that Petey's going to be there. Petey the Peacock, our mascot. This is huge, so fingers crossed we'll have some great weather for that. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. If you'd like more local news or weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 just later this afternoon. Until then, have a great day.